Good evening. We are live here on Beast of the East. Vinny Hardy, Israel joining us back again after a visit with his family last week. Kept him away from the show, but we are back as a family, as a three-man weave. It's Beast of the East on the Bleav Network and on y'all's conference network on the video side of it. We're coming at you live from Restream, our comment section. It's rare and ready to go. Just not for that dude that came in here the other day. Let's keep him away. But everybody else, let's get it. John, come on down. You're the next contestant. The Price is Right. But as I said, the aforementioned Vinny Hardy and Israel Troupe join me. Gentlemen, how was your weekend?
Pretty good. A little chilly, but it was good.
What's up, Denise? Good.
It's chilly up there.
Oh yeah. It's cold. Yeah, it's been windy for like a week here.
Mm-hmm. That blew all the cold weather in.
Yeah.
It was 25 degrees this morning.
Well, we got an action-packed show. Speaking of cold, looks like Georgia's baseball team couldn't handle the cold up in Lexington. Dropped the series there. We'll talk about that. A little final, some basketball tournament. I don't know. We'll talk about that a little bit. Then we'll talk a little spring football. There was some award show last night apparently, and there was some award show last night. Something happened, and we'll talk about that.
He's calling the shots.
I know. She's our director. Wave now.
And we doing what she said too. Okay.
I know.
Yes,
that's how much we love you, Denise. All right. Well, we. It was like I've been in enough trouble today. Well, we're brought to you by Betonline.ag. We're finally here. The top teams in college football have been determined. The Final Four is set. So you're looking to wager on all these games or the national championship and or both? Well, you need to head over to betonline.ag on your desktop or mobile device to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Just use that promo code Bleav to get started. BetOnline remains your number one spot for all updated odds, info, along with player props, new contests throughout the year. It's the best source for all your sports wagering needs, including live betting and everyone's favorite Vegas casino and poker games. It's super easy to get started, so join today. Learn why everyone is saying BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to wager on sports. BetOnline, it's where the game starts. Israel, did you play a parlay this weekend?
I did, and thanks to Arizona, I lost.
Well done.
2 points.
Well done, Arizona.
2 points.
Oh.
Way to go, guys. I did expect you.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie.
Go ahead.
I said I'm not going to lie. I would have taken Arizona too, so don't feel bad.
Yeah, I thought St. Peter's was going to give North Carolina a little bit better showing, but I guess, the Tar Heel show was up and rolling this weekend. They were taking no prisoners.
Yeah, they were.
So,
yeah.
It was a good game there. Yes,
it was.
Come on.
One more Tar Heels. Let's go. Tar Heels, Villanova.
Anybody but Duke.
I need Tar Heels and Arizona, and I need Arizona to win. And I'm a Tar Heels fan. For my bracket, I need Arizona to win.
For my bracket, I need Villanova just to get in the championship, and I think I have a chance. I'm about to pull up the stats now. Think I have a chance. So, but what are our big takeaways from this weekend? Yeah, I mean, to me, I thought it was going to be a little bit better showing myself with some of these teams like Arkansas. I thought Providence was going to give them a little bit, Kansas a little bit more of a run. I thought Miami was going to give them a little bit more of a run. I was kind of hoping we would have gotten a Miami-Villanova matchup in the Final Four just to kind of shake things up, but I guess what it all comes down to is we got all the storylines and we got the four best teams rocking and rolling. So you can't complain too much, can
you? Not really. Basketball. I mean, as far as you got your blue bloods, all the blue bloods except Kentucky, who's not participating, but Kansas, North Carolina, Duke. So sucks from that standpoint. You get the Duke Carolina thing, which is the first time they ever met in the tournament. So we're gonna hear about that all week, which is crazy that they haven't met in the tournament ever.
Right.
Sometimes they go to the tournament and make deep runs in the tournament. It's the first time they've met in the tournament. So just hopefully Carolina. I'm not a betting guy, but hopefully Carolina can do what they did, in Coach K's final home game. Spoil it for him.
Yeah.
On his parade and anybody but Duke. That's all I'm playing. Anybody but Duke.
Anybody but Duke. You got to love that, right?
Thought Michigan State had them. Thought Texas Tech had them. And they found ways, but somebody needs to go ahead and knock them on out.
Mm-hmm. Let's do it. Why not UNC? UNC's been hot. They've been like
without that 100th win.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
can't have that storybook ending with him announcing his retirement a year and a half ago and having the whole farewell tour and the whole you can't make this up perfect happy ending. We can't have him having that.
Nah.
We can't have it.
But I think once they beat Baylor, I think that gave them the confidence that they needed because they were kind of limping into the tournament until then, and they got up by 25 on Baylor. They lost the lead, and then they came back and just reclaimed it and won that game in overtime. That, to me, seems like the springboard game.
Beat the champs, and now you just confidence, got everything rolling. But to beat a man, you got to beat the man. They did, and like you said, they kind of took off.
To be the man,
they've been rolling pretty good. It's just they don't scare me like they used to. When the Trajan Langdon days and all those guys, like they were like scary back then.
No.
But the way North Carolina's playing now offensively, they're hard to stop right now. So that's going to be a really good game between those two. It's going to be who's hitting. St. Peter's couldn't hit a shot. They were like 4 of like 20 something at one point in the game the other night. So
made it
North
easy
Carolina
for them.
was making it rain.
They're deep. Their bench is not very deep, Israel. That's the thing that scares me.
That's true. Because the big man played the whole game, it looked like.
Yeah.
Yeah, Baycott.
Which he's a dude. I mean, they seems like they have anytime they have a team that makes a deep run, they always have that successful big guy, Sean May, Brendan Haywood, and I guess you consider Antoine Jameson a big sort of. When he was going, now you got Bacon. He's the next in line of Carolina bigs that have made an impact in the tournament. And then you have R.J. Davis, who has had a tremendous tournament, had a 30-piece on Baylor. He's had a good tournament. He's kind of like that impact guy. But Duke is going to force them to run the offense through somebody else. They're going to try to get Bacon in foul trouble, which I don't know for the life of me why Baylor didn't keep on pressuring, why other teams that UNC played, like UCLA and even St. Peter's, like you're St. Peter's, like why wouldn't you try to full court press?
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't Baylor laid out the template. Press that stuff, man. Like press them. And nobody ever did really. And then they couldn't hit shots. They wouldn't attack Bacon and get him in foul trouble. Like that's how you could have knocked out UNC.
Yeah.
So it's all about pressure.
They're literally just running. They're running what they want. They're doing what they want to do. They're controlling the tempo, setting up their offense. I mean, the give and go was just working. Screen and goes. Everything was just working just because they made teams play how they want to play. I mean, they've pretty much hit the spread every single time. So if I'm Duke, I don't know if man-to-man is the way to go. I think I'd come out in zone against them. Try to get Baycock in foul trouble, like you said. I mean, attack the rim. That's one thing that St. Peter's tried to do, but I mean, there were some big bodies in there.
Yeah, they don't have the UNC's a physical basketball team.
Yeah.
There,
Duke's got that Mark Williams who played good this last game for them against Texas Tech, and they got what's his name, Theo John, who's kind of a big guy. He's not that skilled. They just throw him out there to bang and use his fouls, which against a guy like Baycott, you need a guy like John to just go out there and try to mix it up and lean on him and wear him down a little bit.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, they've got to have something, and for Duke, that's their best bet. But then again, UNC does have kind of that formula against Duke. They smacked them around like Will Smith smacked Chris Rock at home in Coach K's final home game. Like they smacked them around a little bit. They said, "Nah." So they're going to come out with the same game plan as far as that goes, man. It's like I don't know, like Duke. If I'm Duke, I've got to change something up. I've got to watch these other tournament games. I've got to really kind of study. All right, what has been giving Duke fit or North Carolina fits the press. That's what's been giving the fits the most.
Yeah,
and Victor Torres from all the way from Portugal. What's up, man?
Yeah, wow.
He's Tell me you're not a bot, Victor. Just tell me you're not a bot. Say something. Give me your opinion on Cristiano Ronaldo and what he means to the country of Portugal. Israel's like, who is Cristiano Ronaldo?
I know who he is. He's a famous football player.
That's right.
Football player.
Football, yeah.
Beautiful.
I just want him to let me borrow a little bit. I don't need the whole thing. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Let me hold something.
Yeah. Just give me enough to ease our soul. I can see that. Who do you think is the best, most likable player on that national team, Victor? Give me something.
That's interesting. This is going to be good.
This will be good. To figure out if
I think it was staged. I think that was real. I think he hit him too hard. I think it was staged to the point to where when he walked up there, because let's just say this: if you just talked about a man's wife, who you did last year as well, and you see him strutting towards you in a manner, are you gonna put your hands behind your back and push yourself, or B, swing at him first? It's my life.
Yeah. We're fighting because security's not there to stop it or me. We're fighting.
Yeah.
We're fighting. But Vince McMahon woke up and was like, "Ooh."
I'm not just on.
Yeah, we got you.
I'm just gonna turn my back and let you walk off the stage. It's just not gonna happen.
Nah, you're not even gonna get that chance. Hey, Victor, we're getting way into the weeds here. Yeah. It would have looked like a WWE match. Ratings would have probably gone up too. So.
Yeah, they probably will from now on.
They do.
Speaking of ratings and slapping and physical. Yeah. Well, speaking of that, that slap was serious, Victor. Is Kansas going to get slapped by Villanova?
I think it's going to be a very good game. A really good game.
And Villanova just lost Justin Moore to Achilles.
I just need him in the championship game. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it popped up there.
As soon as he.
Mm-hmm. I was like, I feel bad for that kid, man.
Yeah, man.
That was tough. That was tough to watch.
Yeah, that's a blow.
And that had to. I mean, you see it just.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a blow for sure.
Yeah.
I had Villanova getting to the championship game. That's about the only pick I got right. Everything else was, up in smoke, thanks to us.
Yeah.
Pretty much the first day. But
what's my view of black people after that slap? It doesn't have anything to do with that. What kind of question is that? Yeah, I don't know. Nothing. No change. Just that Will Smith slapped the hell out of Chris Rock. I guess that's what we got.
He had a moment.
Sure did. And I mean, this well, Corey, you might remember. I don't know about you, Israel, but as far as black people go, we had Jim Everett slap Jim Rome way back in a similar situation.
Oh yeah.
When he said, "Hey, look, I've been hearing you've been talking about me behind my back. Now I'm saying it to your face. I bet you won't say it again. I bet I will. We got 5 minutes second here. You better go to a commercial. If you say it again, call me Chris again. Okay, Chris." And he went over the table on him and they had to go to commercial. So it ain't just black people 100% true. It's
yeah. It's Jim Rome. Jim Rome is he was trying to be a shock jock. He was trying to be like a Howard Stern, like he's going to say something to boost ratings or something like that. So
he thought he was crazy too. They're both of them's last name's Everett, and Jim for the Rams has been playing like a girl, so I'm going to call him Chris Everett.
Yeah.
See what happens. He's found out real quick. But he told you if you did, you better go to commercial. That was it. That was the line of saying right there. Y'all better be ready to go to commercial if he keep on trying to clown. And...
Yep. Well, yeah, he tested it. Israel, you see what he said about you? 100% true.
Dang.
Troupe. It's and it was
Uh-oh.
It's watchy.
Uh-oh. I don't know that 100% true got all of that rant.
Got a little glitchy.
Yeah. Oh, geez. 100% true.
Recalculating.
Yeah.
Hit me back.
Will Smith trained for a movie where he played a boxer, which means he knows how to pull punches and glancing blows, etc. I just don't see how anyone in their right mind thinks that wasn't staged. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell. The whole lack of security guards is what has me still questioning it.
Yeah.
There he is. Victor, we are we're kind of just all over the place right now. Trying to regain our.
What do you know about SEC football, Victor? SEC sports, period. SEC athletics from Portugal.
That's where we're basing out of. That's funny because I think he just looks like a person. John, coming to your defense, Israel.
Hey man, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
You don't look like a prison sentence. Much to the chagrin. Yeah, Lord, a little harsh, man. First time in.
Man.
Yeah.
If you want to give me ops, I'll kick idiots like that. Do it. Get him, John.
Just sift out the riffraff.
Yep. You got it. You're our bouncer too. That's part of your job description, John. You're our bouncer. I bet I'm going to get to school and 100% true is going to start laughing their ass off. I bet it's one of my students just effing with me.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed. They're gonna ask me the same question. I think I know who it is.
Sniffing them out. Corey sniffing people out. Oh.
Yeah, I think I know who it is because they referred to me by last name.
It is a Burton. Sure it is. Ask you specifically on a podcast with two brothers. What do you think about black people?
Yeah.
Burton. I was like,
what does he want me to say?
I guess you're squirming. Burton, give me your thoughts on.
Give me your thoughts on black people, Burton. Be honest. He's most people like, I don't know. What the? I love black people. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
John trying to get leverage.
I love my man Corey Lynch. He was just like, "What? What are you talking about?" That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's what I do, man.
Didn't even phase me.
No, didn't even phase me. Well, see, after we get these like messages from Hitler, jeez,
it throws us off our game for a little bit.
Yeah, we're just like, whoa, okay, all right, squirrel. Yeah, good Lord.
Exactly. Now back to what we were talking about.
Prison. Yeah, coach. They did. What Vinny was asking me before you got here, Israel, about what happened to Joni and all that stuff.
I don't know. I've heard a couple of different stories. I've heard that she wanted a husband to coach with her, which Georgia wouldn't allow him to coach with her.
Yeah.
Obviously, there. The president, A&M, another kind of we talked about really invested. Something true. But next step, a program that becoming coach. Like that, Alabama. So there's that.
Yeah, it was one of those situations where it seemed there was something odd that happened because it was like 2 days after the Iowa State game. So,
wow. So you knew you were going to be getting a new men's coach. Everybody knew that way before the season ended.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't think you'd be having to replace your women's coach. That came just.
I thought she had a pretty good season.
Mm-hmm. Didn't think y'all would drop 2 out of 3 in baseball to Kentucky. So
that first inning, I just knew after watching that first inning, it's the first baseball game I've watched all year.
Just tell yourselves Tom Crean is gone. Whenever y'all get a little ticked off about it, just Tom Crean is gone, and that makes everything else okay.
Just wish he didn't coach baseball now.
The last 2 weeks for the spring sports, Georgia has 2 or 3 sports.
Softball's keeping us afloat. Softball's keeping us alive. Israel, I think those AirPods are shorting out on you, bud.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see how that works. But, softball, another dramatic win. They're just like the cardiac dogs, whatever, the cardiac girls. And they're just walk-off win after walk-off win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
and
crazy
then
how some teams get that and just, never out of it and just find ways at the end and get clutch.
Yeah.
Over and over and over again.
Yep. And then, but as far as Kentucky's bullpen goes, like or just the pitching staff was outstanding this weekend. I mean, they shut down Georgia when they needed to. They put the bat on the ball. They put it in play. I mean, it just seemed like they were opportunistic at the plate, and they weren't going to let any mistake go by the wayside.
they needed that too because they beat TCU, a top 10 team. You're like, that's great in the non-conference. Let's see what they're gonna do in SEC play. First series, go down to Arkansas and get swept. Like, oh boy, here we go. Coming back down to earth. Lose the first game to Georgia. So they're already 0-4.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
You're probably thinking sweep.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Try to squeak out one. But I'm like, man, they're gonna be looking at 0-6 in SEC play right out of getting swept your first two series. And Minjion hasn't had the playoff run. It's been a few years since he's done anything in the postseason. I'm not saying the seat is hot, but that's between him and Mitch Barnhart. But I'm like, man, he kind of needs to, in my opinion, he kind of get something going this year, and to come back and take 2 out of 3 from Georgia, so that was huge. To get Ole Miss at home this weekend, and of course, then it's gonna, it's that grind now. You're in the SEC meat grinder, but 2-4 in SEC play is a lot better than 0-6. They kind of steadied themselves because they was already wobbling, and I was like, oh boy. Their starting pitcher lost for the season, and the thing about it, they're scoring a lot of runs, scoring 8-9 runs a game, but they're giving up 7-8 runs a game. So it's slugfest every game. Hadn't been able to, like you say, shut teams down and have some, put some zeros up, and they did that against Georgia.
They did.
Sorry about that for y'all, but they needed to get some pitching and kind of get some roles established over there on that side.
Well, you help us identify a weakness, that's for sure. Our bullpen is just very, very inconsistent, and we can't seem to get any consistency there with our bullpen. They have these big innings, they have these mental lapses, then they have a 1-2-3 inning, a couple 1-2-3 innings where lights out. Like you strike out 2 of 3 batters. It's it's not like Florida though, where they're hitting 8 batters in a row. That sounds like a little league game. But so yeah.
If you want them to get erratic and hit people, you would rather be the Gators, right? If you're gonna plunk people, plunk a bunch of Gators from a Georgia perspective.
Yeah, plunk the Gators.
Bean the Gators.
Beanball here. Yeah. Victor, I'm not sure what that question is. I'm not sure what you're getting at there.
Don't make much sense.
Yeah, that's Victor. Victor kind of went downhill on that one, bud. Try again. So yeah, I think you're going to start to see this SEC thing kind of even out because Ole Miss has come back down to the pack. They got swept by Tennessee over the weekend. Mississippi State, Bama. I think Mississippi State won the series, but Tennessee is 23-1 overall, 6-0 in the conference. I mean, they are just on fire.
Mm-hmm. Got dude throwing 104 miles an hour.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
30 of 31 first place votes in this week's coaches poll.
Mm-hmm.
Virginia received the other. Ole Miss hadn't been swept since 2019. That's what's crazy about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's impressive.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, guys. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. My computer was making me do an update, so.
Oh, it was being lame, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're talking about this disappointing baseball thing, but I think this is just I think this was just the conference heating up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is going to be, you're going to have Tennessee like way the hell up here.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have like the rest of the pack. And you're going to have like Florida way down here, probably.
Yeah. I got to see how it all shake out, man, because we just got manhandled this weekend by Kentucky. I mean,
our bullpen was
it was bad.
Yeah, I mean, our starter goes out after 2/3 of an inning, gives up a grand slam.
Yeah.
Couldn't hit the ball, was leaving runners on, getting in these awful 2-out situations and making crucial errors that would have ended innings.
I mean, it's your heaven.
I mean, we get out of, was it the second or the third where if we turn that double play, we get out of the inning. Instead, we give up 2 more runs.
No.
What inning was that?
I was let's see,
Maybe the 5th.
something like that. I watched a little bit. I was kind of in and out. Knew it was on, and went on a little date lunch with the wife. Turned on the radio for a little bit on the drive, and then just checked the phone after dinner and saw where they blew it open. So had a little Bleav Dawgs, Bleav in Kentucky banter for a minute when it was like 5-0, and then, like you said, it was. I forget the Sports Center anchor, but like you said, they used to say 2-out hits will get you to heaven. I don't know if it was Craig Kilborn or one of those guys. And Kentucky had a lot of 2-out hits, and then the bullpen came in and finally put up some zeros. So that was.
I mean, we get a full count 2-out walk that leads to the grand slam in the first. I mean, it's just you can't. I mean, you can't get yourself in trouble like that. You're gonna get burned, especially on the road in the cold.
Yeah, freezing
on the road in the cold. You're already miserable because you don't want to be there, and you have to stay on the field a lot longer. Ain't no heat right there on the field.
Some big innings, and y'all just that defense out there just freezing. Yeah.
So, but I'm excited to kind of see how it all shakes out. I think eventually, you know, you'll kind of see how this thing will go.
Mm-hmm.
How's Arkansas and South Carolina looking this year? I thought they were supposed to be pretty good.
Arkansas swept us the first weekend.
Arkansas is number 2.
Yeah, went down there and got swept. And this is what I was telling Corey. I was like, dropped the first game at Georgia. I'm like, man, about to get swept again. And then they come back and win the last 2. So that was huge for Kentucky to kind of. They was wobbly already, starting off 0-4 in the SEC, and so to get those last 2 to kind of get their feet back on them a little bit was huge.
Georgia's 23, Tech's 22, LSU's 13, Ole Miss 10, the Vandy boys 9. How about that god awful logo, by the way?
They was proud of it too.
Who was it? Hell yeah. They were like, man.
Was they lost in the NIT to Xavier, and Xavier just turned into an L? They just flipped it over, you know, after the game.
Mm-hmm. I was like, good Lord, that's embarrassing. That is embarrassing. Like, what was wrong with the Star V?
It's so Vandy.
Yeah, what was wrong with the Star V? Why change the Star V?
Somebody tried to be cool. You got too many smart people over there trying to be trendy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Try again. But yeah, John, it was that's way more concerning because you know you hit somebody with off-speed pitch. It just shows like you got the control of a high school team. Florida, a bad high school team. Dude, I went to my high school's. I went to the baseball game, our high school's baseball game, the first one I had attended, and they got beat 18-0. So I might not be asked to come back.
So you probably shouldn't go back to that one.
It was a long afternoon.
They made it through the lineup 1.5 times.
You got football scored on. That's bad.
Yeah. Kicked the field goal. Got a safety. 2 touchdowns.
10 after 5, 15 after 3.
We definitely hit that rule. Definitely found that rule. It was 18-0. And they just kept. I mean, they were pouring on. I think they got 8 runs before we even got an out in the first inning.
And in situations like that, what make it so bad as a baseball coach myself, I would keep scoring just so I can get that game over with quickly. But I'd stop, like, after I got to that point, like, I'd stop. But I'm trying to get to 10. And if I can get to 15, then it's definitely ball game. Yeah.
I mean, you definitely, you definitely want to get there as quickly as you can so that you can just cruise and be done. Like, you know how you're playing in those. I mean, it was just straight boring, man.
Yeah. Is there a
Watching
run
that.
rule in college at all?
There has to be. I mean, Georgia lost 20-3, but to Mississippi State, like Georgia's not been doing too hot in the last 5 games or so.
They got some bad mojo over there for some reason. I don't know why. They're struggling right now.
That's baseball, man. You're just
I
going to
think they're
struggle.
pressing. Yeah, I think they're pressing a little bit right now. That's what it seems like. You go out there and win the first game.
Yeah.
Then you come back and basically just lay an egg. The last 2, like, that's, it's baseball, yeah, but you got some.
Well, the
bad
Saturday night
mojos
game
coming
was a
from somewhere.
comeback. The Saturday night game, they jump out to a 7-1 lead, and Kentucky comes back on them.
Yeah,
And then
finish
and
it.
then and then Sunday was kind of a continuation of that. They just let them just get off to whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I don't know. But is Kentucky in spring practice?
Yeah, they are halfway through. They just had their 7th practice today. Still a lot of excitement about the offense. Even though Cohen went back to the Rams,
Yeah.
they got Rich Scangarello. Everybody's still trying to learn how to pronounce that, from the 49ers.
Sangarello.
Yeah, and like even Cohen kind of stayed and helped put his input on the hire as he was leaving, and so they wanted to make it as much of a seamless transition as possible. There's not a lot of changes, not a lot of having to install stuff because of, he at the time he got in, you're right at spring practice, you're making a change.
Yeah.
But it's been pretty seamless. A few little terminology things. So the offense looks to be, after the good year last year, let's pick up where it was. You get Keaton Upshaw back at tight end. Defensively is where and you guys know, especially, you want to make it through spring healthy. You want to get through fall camp healthy. There's always casualties. We saw with Landon Young a few years ago, the left tackle, lost for the season.
Yeah.
And having been defensively, last week, Vito Tisdale lost for the season with a ACL, MCL, and he was just a young, up-and-coming safety corner. He blew up anything in sight. If he was near him, you're getting blown up. Go back to the Super Bowl in Iowa. He lit up a dude, as soon as the game started. I think he hurt his shoulder and didn't finish the game. But to lose him for the season, they're already kind of thin at corner. They got to hit the transfer portal and kind of get some depth built up. So hate to see him, and they got some guys out on defense. They got to get the defensive guys healthy. Offense is looking good. Defense is a little thin. It's kind of where they are right now. And then I think it's April the 9th is the blue-white game, I do believe. But, yeah, they're halfway through spring practice right now.
There you go. We talked a little bit about Georgia. I'll get into Tennessee here real quick. They've, Josh Heupel described it as light years difference from a year ago. They're starting to get a little bit more momentum within their program. They had a big commitment at the quarterback position, and they're just rolling along, man. And so, they got. I believe they have Hendon Hooker back this year. But I think one of their best, or I think one of their biggest goals, I should say, not best, but one of their biggest goals is trying to figure out what they can do on the defensive line, and trying to get that fixed. Coach Garner, Israel, is in charge of that. So, I think if they can get that defensive line right, I think if they can put a little bit more pressure on opposing quarterbacks, they're going to be a dangerous team because offensively they can score with the best of them.
Yeah.
So, but go back to Kentucky, Vinny, real quick. Are they going to challenge for the East title? I think they have a good shot. I think they're going to be up there. I think it's going to be Georgia, Tennessee, and Kentucky up there. I think it's going to be Georgia for one more year. Then I think the East is going to open way up. With all these teams getting better. So, I don't think they're a 7-5 ball club.
No, I don't think so. I think they'd have to really fall apart defensively to dip back that far. Finished second outright last year.
Mm-hmm.
Should have beat Tennessee, just couldn't. You talked about how potent they are on offense. Kept getting hit with quick strikes,
Mm-hmm.
and then the pick six led us through, and that was the difference in that game. So you keep talking about trying to pass. You passed Missouri. You beat them 6 out of 7 years in a row.
You put them in the cellar, man.
Yeah, you passed South Carolina. You beat them 5. On a nice little run against them. Vanderbilt's down there where they are. You beat Florida here. You're starting to beat Florida a little bit. So you keep wanting to inch up. And of course, everybody's gunning for Georgia. Everybody's looking up, trying to get Georgia, but you don't want to slip back to the pack with everybody passed up. That's kind of where they are. And everybody knows y'all been wearing the target. Heavy is the head who wears the crown, whatever you want to say. Y'all been had the bullseye, and y'all have handled that. But they're going, everybody's loading up, trying to come for you again, and we'll see if we can get to you.
Yeah, I mean, that's just what it is, man.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I mean, we're loaded up. Stetson's back for another year. We talked about the strengths that we have. I think that when you have to point towards a weakness, I guess defensive back and wide receiver are the thinnest positions at this moment. John, I don't know. Spencer Rattler just, if he allows himself, I think he's got to allow himself to be coachable. I'm for South Carolina fans, they hope that he's eating his humble pie a little bit and he wants to be a part of being a good quarterback, but I just don't see it, man. He's one of those Israel. I mean, what do you see out of Rattler?
Good delay.
Yeah. I think he might be muted. His AirPods are letting him down.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right there, John. I mean, I think he's got that, and I think he just had a little bit of cockiness to him.
And that was in the Big 12, so
yeah,
a little slow to make decisions there.
He'll have his work cut out for him. That's for dang sure.
I mean, not like it's gonna be any easier coming over here. Struggling over in that league. Have his work cut out.
You struggle against Kansas. There ain't too many Kansases on this schedule.
Mm-hmm. The O-line. The O-line was terrible last year. Did they even beat that up at all?
Yeah.
Have they
maybe a little bit, but not enough to, I think, vacation for 20 years.
Yes, thank you, John.
Yes. That's about as well as you could say that. Israel, did we get you back?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
There we go. Your AirPods are playing tricks on you.
You was asking about Rattler. What do you thought Rattler was going to do coming over from Oklahoma?
I've been hearing everything's going pretty smooth right now. But I thought it was at Oklahoma too, but we all saw that ended. So,
he should have transferred to USC where they have perfect practices.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
I saw this in that I think it was the Elite 11 show that they had on Netflix. QB1 thing. I saw this coming. He always struck me as a kid that kind of got his way all the time and thought he was the shit and ended up being shit when Caleb Williams came along and figured it out. So I don't think he has any competition in South Carolina right now. So maybe he does eating his humble pie. Maybe he'll figure it out.
Is there any other grad assistants out there that are looking for quarterback gigs?
If I'm them, I'm trying to get somebody. I'm calling Arch Manning, being like, "Look, bro, we need some help over here, my boy."
And then Arch Manning's like, "Yeah, you're in Columbia, South Carolina. No thanks. See ya." So, I'm hearing good things about Carson Beck.
Yeah, apparently he took some reps with the ones the other day. Vandergriffs with the threes, and I didn't hear anything about Gunner yet, but I mean, it's going to be fun to watch those guys in at the spring game.
Yeah.
I'm going to be intrigued to see as to why Beck was strictly with the ones.
I think they're rotating guys. They're having
I think so too.
I think they're like, Stetson, we know what you got, man. You're going to be a starter. We're cool. We got to see what we got behind you.
You're cool.
You're cool. Hey, you're good, man. Just go work with the threes for a little bit. Just to
go make a sandwich. You're fine.
At this point, I mean,
go do your shift at Raising Cane's.
He's kind of earned the right at this point now, right? I mean,
Yeah. Oh, he is. He's definitely has. John, I think with Cowherd, I think with his FS1 show, he tries to be over sensationalized. There you go. There's that word. But if you listen to him on the volume, he's actually pretty good. When he's just kind of being himself, he's not so like crazy with his analysis and stuff. I mean, he still loves Lincoln Riley. Don't get me wrong, but it's not quite as ridiculous on his podcast version. Just so you know.
I've listened to him a long time.
I'm a big fan of Pat McAfee.
Mm.
Kind of like what he's got going on. Him and Dan Patrick, I think, are two of the better ones in the business.
I'm a big Dan Patrick. Yeah, I like Dan Patrick.
After you listen to us, go check out Dan Patrick. Actually, you check out Dan Patrick during the day, and then you check us out at night.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I used to like him on ESPN. I just never even move over. I never flip on FS1.
Yeah, I don't even watch ESPN anymore. It used to be exciting. Back in the day with all the guys on there. Now it's just like, oh, this is it. Next thing you know, first take's coming on. It's like, dang, I missed it. And I don't want to listen to them talk all day.
Jeez.
About nothing.
They just scream for 30 minutes and then it's over. And you're like, what did they actually say?
Maybe if we started screaming during our podcast, maybe we get like some more subscriptions or something.
That's blasphemous. That's erroneous on both counts, Israel. The fact of the matter is this. You are dead wrong.
Vinny, let me tell you something right now, okay? If you smack me, we're gonna have a problem, okay? Corey.
Let me tell you this, Corey. Prince James, or LeBrick James. Yeah. Do I got to play the Skip Bayless role? Is that what I got to do? Just say crazy stuff. Give everybody weird nicknames.
Because apparently I have prison written all over my face.
Yeah, your prison sentence waiting to happen. Jesus. He didn't get Vinny. They didn't come after Vinny. Vinny, you're safe, man. You're safe.
They were getting me because I missed last week. I know y'all missed me. I'm sorry. My family was in town. There's nothing I could do.
Well, we didn't feel quite as threatened when you were here when you weren't here last week. Apparently.
It's always going on, man. Somebody gets upset, and the Russians come, and then they put Corey in a terrible spot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I know. What do you think about black people? Like, whoa.
Did when I got on here.
Yeah, I mean, does he want me to be like Jerry Maguire? I love black people. Show me the money. Like, did he want me to recreate that scene? I was trying to figure it was kind of an odd question.
It was.
Skip Bayless looks like he would enjoy prison. And so does Israel, apparently, John. So does Israel.
It's written all over my face.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
He takes Troupe over there.
I know. Felony Troupe. Oh, boy. Oh, man. That guy's probably a reporter that asked Doug Williams, how long have you been a black quarterback?
Yeah.
Rush Limbaugh. How long have you been a black quarterback? Well, Rush. You know, I just became a. This is the first year I've become a black quarterback. What? How long have you? Good Lord. Like, Israel, how long have you been a black podcast host? Did you enjoy prison?
Never been, but I heard it's terrible. I heard the food is awful.
Was it orange jumpsuit or was it black and white stripes? You know, it's like, what the hell?
How do you answer that question?
Ridiculous.
Is it true that is the soap thing true?
I don't know. You going to tell me about it?
Yeah, 100% truth should know that. I guess did his research.
You think?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I think I was 11, 12, 13 years old when that happened, John. It was on like that Sunday Countdown show where they had an exclusive with Donovan McNabb and he asked him that question.
Yeah.
Like, you have Rush Limbaugh on your show and you don't know that something like that's going to happen. Come on, man. That's like having Howard Stern on your show and being surprised when he does something sexual.
Yeah, brings Beetlejuice out.
Yeah, or brings his whack pack out.
Mm-hmm.
I legit have a kid in my class that I named him Beetlejuice.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, boy. Poor kid.
He is
Oh, boy.
Characteristically challenged as far as looks go.
Oh, no.
He's a cool kid. I have no problems out of him. I mean, he is funny.
Yeah.
But I gave him the name Beetlejuice. He's like, man, Coach, why you call me that? So I showed him a picture of him. He was like, you wrong, but that's funny though, Coach. I was like, I'm just saying. I just call it how
you
I
wrong
see
for
it,
that,
dog.
Coach. Yeah.
You know, I told him, I said,
Man.
if you have a nickname, then, you know, you're cool.
Yeah. Like, that's coaching 101. If you give your kids a nickname, it means you actually like them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he looks like the Michael Keaton Beetlejuice, not the Howard Stern Beetlejuice.
Oh.
Aha. That's the kicker.
Oh, boy. That's special.
Plot twist.
Oh, yeah. Definite plot twist. God. Whew. Michael Keaton's Beetlejuice, man. That's rough.
Take that.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a wild time in sports these days. Big
Mhm.
trades going on, coaching changes, Final Four. I mean, I can't wait for this weekend. I think this is one of the best Final Fours that's happened in a while. So
Yeah,
you
people
got,
are like
4 top teams, you know,
uh-huh.
that you would expect to play in it are actually in it. So
yeah, I just don't get the people who are like, yeah, all these storylines, and all we get is Duke, North Carolina, and Kansas versus Villanova. Like, this is the tournament supposed to exist so that 5 seeds and 6 seeds can get in the championship. No.
Okay. No.
Yeah. No.
Same thing with football. Why do you want to see that? You want to see the 4 best teams play against each other.
Do you want to see the 4 best teams fight through a gauntlet to get to the championship? That's exactly what's happened here. Like, I don't get that narrative. Like, I don't get people that are like that. That are like, man, this tournament just took a turn for the worse. Because no, you have a classic rivalry in the Final Four for the first time ever. Like, I got my Digger Phelps highlighter. You have Villanova, who's who's showing everybody how, I don't want to call them mid-major, but they're in a mid-major conference at this point. How they're supposed to do it. Like, you have Villanova and Gonzaga, who are very similar programs, but Villanova is a lot tougher, grittier, and the Zags are soft.
And Villanova's won titles. There's that difference.
And they've won titles because they're tough and they're not soft.
They expect to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I mean, you've had, like, think of all the storylines that we've had with this tournament, and we still get the 4 best teams.
Yeah. I mean, basketball, like me and you talked on our podcast, Corey, basketball is a sport to where anybody could win on any given day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not like football where it's, one team's obviously going to win. Their team's bigger and better. We know that.
But you'd still like to see him go through the draw.
You'll lose.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like any team can win.
Yeah, I mean Kentucky had an off night shooting and they lose to St. Peter's.
Who was on fire?
Who was just draining. Now St. Peter's has an off night or has an off day on the court, and they get 30-pieced.
And that's for the most part they didn't score great all season long. They played good defense. They played good tough defense, but they couldn't miss backdoor cuts and 3-pointers.
Oh man, they just
and Kentucky did slip the last 2 weeks of the season. We all chalked it up to that. When they get healthy, they'll be fine. But defensively, Kentucky did slip down the stretch. I think they were 5 in their last 9 games,
and they just lost chemistry.
Yeah, and then St. Peter's. They scored against us, and then they did Purdue to beat Murray State. They had a little 3 or 4 game stretch where they had it rolling, and then I think North Carolina made them look like they had been looking. They couldn't hit. They couldn't score.
Turnovers.
Yeah.
Kentucky, y'all turned the ball over 6 times in transition at one point, and then this Sunday, I mean, St. Peter's turned the ball over. I mean, bad. I've never seen them turn the ball over like that.
They were just they lost to the uniform on that one, man. They came out and they were like, this is I think they finally realized where they were, and they were just like, holy cow.
They made history though. First 15 to ever make it to the Elite 8, which hadn't been done before. And all y'all see other stuff about.
And I think their coach is going to Seton Hall too.
Yeah, y'all see all the stuff about their facilities and their budget. And
called it Shawshank, I think was the nickname that they gave it.
Visits, he would hope they wouldn't ask to see the facilities because they wouldn't even show them. I mean, it was
apparently to our friend here earlier. Israel would know what Shawshank looked like.
Yeah, only after the fact.
Oh Jesus!
Dufresne in there, with Andy Dufresne.
You better get busy living.
Gym. I was like, what the world?
Oh, get busy dying. Yeah, that gym was awful. Their coach's office was underneath the pool.
Yeah.
Like you're asking for it, man.
And when every time it snowed, it would flood.
Mm-hmm. A pipe would burst and their office would flood.
Yeah.
Because their building is old as hell.
Like they're on national TV.
It's the
teams in the Elite 8.
Yeah, exactly. It's the basketball facility, student rec center, and academic building all in one.
I've been to Jersey City, New Jersey twice. I didn't even know St. Peter's was there.
That's how small it is, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Now they're about to get a significant upgrade.
Yeah, they're getting a little windfall coming now. Getting some revenue headed their way.
Yep. They can actually have a separate athletic building. Even if it's just a weight room and a couple offices and a gym.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
God almighty, their facilities were pitiful. That's just a gritty team.
Yeah, boy.
Exactly. I mean,
and they do wholesale and they did wholesale substitutions. I mean, that's how crazy it was.
And played 9 or 10 guys. Yes.
Yeah, they did like hockey shifts, man. It's crazy.
Hey, bro, I got you. Come here.
And he was in the Holloway, the coach. I don't know if y'all saw the tweet. I think it was Timeless Photos or Timeless Hoops. He was in the McDonald's All-American game with Kobe, and Holloway won the MVP. He was MVP of the McDonald's game.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I saw that picture. I was like, "Good Lord, that's a picture."
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm scrolling on Twitter. The NFL is going dummy fishing. They asked who the best uniform is in the league.
Ooh.
Y'all want to go dummy fishing?
I think it's the Rams.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know. The Chargers are got a pretty hard look.
Yeah. There's the powder blue, the yellow.
When the Colts go blue on blue, That's tough to
I
deal
like
with.
the Dallas blue jerseys. We rarely wear them, but the Dallas blue with the silver pants.
I forget you two are Cowboy fans.
Yes.
The white on white's pretty fire too.
Mm-hmm.
When they wear the white with the blue star on the shoulder, that's pretty fire.
Yeah, they wear the white on the road because they all superstitious because they lost in the blue from years ago. But
we still losing in the white.
Well,
somebody messed up.
Don't pull the blues back out.
Yeah, you can't lose in the whites, man.
I think Atlanta should go back to the old Falcons, like
Jerry Glanville back in black Falcons look, or the previous one before that even
with the red helmet.
The red helmet, that'd be
I
sick.
love the red helmet.
They do that for a throwback every once in a while. They'll drop in the red helmets.
You got to go back to the Dirty Birds.
Silver breeches with the black.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The prime uniforms.
Mm-hmm.
There was a clip of him. I saw it on Twitter. They interviewed him. They were talking about Tyreek Hill. You think you could cover Tyreek Hill? He goes, I'm prime. That's all he said. I'm prime. But they kept giving him different scenarios. He's like, no, it's not fair. I'm prime. You can't ask that question. I'm prime. I got 3 jackets hanging in my closet that I didn't buy. A gold one, a red one, and a blue one. I didn't buy them. I'm prime. That's all he said. I'm like, and that's why I love Deion Sanders.
That's such a Deion answer.
Yeah, I'm prime. I'm prime.
He was
all 8 toes of him.
Mm-hmm. He'd ask if any of those are his cutting toes. Yeah, I can still lock you. I can still daggum lock you up.
Not without that big toe, my boy.
I can darn cover you, but I was that dude, man.
Yeah, he was. Back it up.
I'm prime. I ran a 4.5 backpedaling. I backpedaled a 4.5. With Deion, that's probably not out of the realm of possibility.
It never looked like he even bent his knees. I mean, he ran so straight-legged and was still that fast.
Yeah, I don't get it.
On those punt returns, and that was, I'm like, dude, he ain't even running normal, and he's still that fast. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's I don't get it.
Gear,
Yep.
That's what always blew my mind. Be that stiff and just running, leaving people.
He's like, man, do you think cheetahs need to warm up? Nah, they just run. I'm prime. And with that, we're gonna wrap this thing up, man. We are the Beast of the East podcast. No, my opinion on black people has not changed since Will Smith. Israel, I'm just recapping the show. Israel does look like a prison sentence waiting to happen, apparently. Makes no sense whatsoever. Vinny was untouched.
We should have screenshot that one.
I know. That's got to go in the Hall of Fame of comments.
Yeah, we screwed.
But I didn't flinch, man. I'm like, I teach high school, man. I'm used to hearing crazy stuff.
Right. I mean,
and John's prepped me for it a little bit too.
You know exactly, like one of your kids says something, you're like, what? You try to process it and make sure it makes sense first before you answer. You're like, did you really just say that?
It's like, what? I'm sorry. What?
Please, repeat one more time so I understood it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That makes sense now.
Slower. English. Do you speak it? We're off. We are off the rails.
That's what makes it fun.
I know. It's off the rails. Started in SEC After Dark. Now it's bled over here.
Uh-oh.
It's all good.
Man,
I love it. My favorite.
Like that sometimes.
Yeah.
It has to be, or you're not going to have any fun. Why? Like when we started this thing, man, I didn't want to be some stuffy podcast where we're just like, here's the rundown. Kentucky, they're averaging 18 points per game when the second half comes off the first commercial break. Like I didn't want to be like stat nerds. I mean, we'll throw some stats in there, but
Yeah.
you gotta have a little fun, man. If you can't laugh, it's not gonna be a good show. So we gotta get off the rails sometimes.
Over here.
If that means we're gonna get off the rails, we're gonna get off the rails. Israel, are you gonna ask that question to one of your students tomorrow?
What's that? Which one?
Does your opinion of the one they asked me?
Well, I only have I've only seen about 6 white kids at my school, so I mean, I can ask one of them, but I don't think they'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
That's the point. They're not gonna know. They're gonna be like, "What?" Just like I was. They're gonna be like, "What?"
They'll be like,
Oh, okay, already.
I've taught at all the spectrums of the categories of school systems: private, public, mixed, predominantly African American.
Yeah.
I mean, you just wear a different hat every once in a while.
Mm-hmm. This will be a fun day tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see if anybody approaches me about it. I bet they do.
Good.
Because the kids are starting to figure out that I do this. So, they see me.
Trying to trip you up.
Yeah, they're trying to see if I sweat. I passed the test.
Gonna have some kids listening to you in class. That's what's happening next.
They're gonna replay it. Yeah, I'm gonna be on some kid's TikTok. They're gonna screen record that answer. I'm gonna be on some kid's TikTok.
Who put the word out? Who?
I don't know.
Who put the birds in everybody's ears that Coach Burton is out here podcasting and doing some stuff?
We'll find out, I guess.
I can't wait to hear about this. It's gonna be good.
Mm-hmm. I'll give y'all an update.
Yeah.
But like I said, we are the Beast of the East podcast. We hope you have a really, really good week. We hope you win your bracket pools. We hope you win a lot of money. I didn't even tell you about athletic greens. I'll just have to drop that in. I'll do that in post-production. So that's all we got, folks. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you for listening. Thank you for participating in the chat, even though it was kind of weird. John, as always, you are the man. Vinny, Israel, we'll talk to you later. Have a great week.
See y'all.